So this was basically my background here is industrial chemicals. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. This is our plant. In fact, we're on a Saturday, so we're shut down today. But essentially, prior to getting the liquids, again, for 20 years I've been making chemicals, producing chemicals, shipping in consumer products. We sell to Lowe's, we sell to Home Depot, we sell to many large companies. So about 10 years ago, we were bought out by DuPont, a publicly held company. And so then I just became a contract manufacturer to produce specifically for them and only them. So this is what we do. I'll just take you down. We work with a lot of hazardous materials. You know, it's kind of, people ask, well, oh, how do you handle nicotine? I said, nicotine, that's like candy compared to what stuff we deal with. So here, but it's pretty common that in the real business of chemical manufacturing, you would mix by weight. So here's an example of a big tank, a couple of large tanks, all done with all by weight. You can see up here, here's a scale, and I can move it with my hand. So everything's done by weight. You never mix by volume, because volume, when you're mixing chemicals by volume, depending on the temperature of the day or of the application, your volume will change. Weight will never change. So right. Weight never lies. So if you're going to be accurate and have scalability and consistency, you must mix by weight. You know, we bring in water from the city, it's deionized. So, I mean, this is very similar to in the eLiquids business. You need your raw materials to be constant. Yep. So essentially, your vegetable glycerin, your propylene glycol in eLiquids must be the same raw material every time. You can't get a drum from one factory and a drum from another factory the next week. You're going to have a different raw material. You're going to have a different flavor profile. You're going to end up with inconsistent product. And I just see it every day. Oh, we get this PG, we get that VG. Well, they're not the same, okay? So here we bring in water from the city. The city water is not the same from day to day. It changes, it fluctuates. Literally, day by day, we track our raw material. Basically, our water come in. We check it for total dissolved solids. And then if it goes off, we change our filters. So we have a consistent batching system. So it's, you know, just kind of showing you this is how it's done in big business and big chemical manufacturing for publicly held companies. It's the same kind of processing, the same kind of philosophies we need to apply to eLiquids. It's just bottom line. We'll show you eLiquids shortly, but just basically how it's done.
Right, so a lot of this, your background here really gave you the information and the knowledge that you needed to do things right in the eLiquid world, right?
Absolutely. I mean, publicly held companies have to have it absolutely spot on. Batch sheets, batch coding, date coding, traceability, all this stuff. You can't do that. You can't sell hundreds of thousands of bottles to Lowe's. If they have a problem, you're going to need to be recalled. It has to be traceable. So there's some of the things that we've just been doing naturally. Yeah, so, but the process of making product we've been doing it for 20 years and it's proven.
So now we're going into eLiquid manufacturing, right?
Well, we're going to the warehousing of the eLiquid, then we'll go into the manufacturing. Just show you real quick.
How many buildings do you have here?
These are two buildings are 21,000 feet, 4.5 acres of property. So we can build another 20,000 if we want, but it was smarter to just move to a nicer building, taller building, which then you have more cubic feet for storage, because a lot of the stuff is very voluminous in storage needs. So in here, basically this is packaging and some raw material. So this is all vegetable glycerin. We bring it in. We bring in literally a container a month, 16 totes. And this glycerin, we bring in this glycerin from one particular palm plantation in Malaysia. We want consistency on our raw materials. VG is anywhere from 50 to 90% of the product. So if this is inconsistent, your flavor is inconsistent. And then I know it's 99.7 kosher grade USP pharmaceutical, but that 0.3 makes a difference, because I can tell you right now, and we can go to it, I can give you 4 or 5 VGs and they all taste different. It's that 0.3 difference that makes the difference. So we get consistent raw material. Now what we do is we bring them in containers full, off a boat, and then we clean them and wrap them in plastic so they don't get dirty. So when we take them into the clean area or into the clean room, they're already been wrapped and they're clean, because half of our dilemma of in manufacturing is cleaning everything before we get it into the manufacturing facility, because it comes off of crappy, dirty trucks, crappy, dirty ships and containers, and it's filthy. But you'll see when we go into the facility, we got to keep it clean. So you can't be bringing in cardboard and dirty, dusty boxes. So we literally have a de-trashing area, where we unbox everything, wrap it all in plastic before it goes into the clean area. So this is just empty leftovers of VG. This is product for customers it's on outbound. We're building, we do a lot of pallet loads for the large boys. Mm-hmm. So this is just finished goods, ready to go, ready to be shipped. More packaging. We bring in, 3 or 4 containers a month between bottles, caps, glass, plastic, not much plastic, but mainly glass and glass droppers.
How many, if this isn't proprietary, how many liquid brands do you have under the molecule flag right now?
What are we at?
Close to 40 right now.
Up to 40?
Close to 40 with probably 20 that are doing substantial volume. So.
Yeah, we want to keep it at around 20. We really don't want to ultimately have 40 or 50 customers. I mean, we will maybe some small guys, but really what we need is 10 to 20 medium to large customers, because then we can focus on them and we can give them more support. Right. We really, as we get larger, we will begin to shrink the number of customers we have.
And I've talked to you in the past, and I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more, in this tour and in the interviews, that you do a lot more than just bottle liquids.
Absolutely. That's not what we're about. I mean, that's like anybody could do that. Matter of fact, we have people now that are using us just for the R&D, the development of flavors, the improvement of flavors, and the mixing and processing of the bulk raw material. There's a lot of people, I can get a little machine, I can fill bottles, I can do all that stuff, but you can't do what we do in processing, in steeping, in mixing, in development work. That's our business is really a science business, if you think about it. The bottling is just kind of an afterthought. I mean, that's easy. All types of pharma labs are doing it, but a lot of the big eLiquid companies are coming here saying, we have it at a pharma lab. That's not what we need. That's not giving us the support we need. We need more help on flavor. We need to know more about packaging. We need to know more about what new raw materials are out there, what's changing, and all they can do is use their own in-house people to do that. And that is limited. So we have 400, 500 flavors at our disposal, so we can bring that knowledge and help them develop their stuff. So this is just our back storage of boxes and bottles. And all right, so this is the beginning of where we make our eLiquid.
Okay.
So this is where we actually started, was in this small facility here. We weren't even past that wall over there. So it's just like a 3,000 square foot facility, a small R&D lab in here where we're developing flavors. We're still doing a lot of, testing. These are like 2 different flavors. We've done 12 different steeping processes. Now we're sending these all out for testing, for anecdotal testing, because that's all we have. Refractive index is another little small tool we have here. We're buying another one. It's like this is a cheap one. We're getting a $20,000 one now. But that's how we control some of the QC. So in here, one of the things that people don't realize is flavors do go bad, right? You need to keep them stable. So this is a large walk-in refrigerator. So what we have here is big old fridge full of flavors.
Now, do you keep all your flavors in?
All the things that don't move real quickly, like in gallons. Okay. Now the bulk, I'll show you outside. So then a lot of 5s and 20 kilos of, these are all 20 kilos of flavor art. And certain things that we just need a little bit here, a little bit there. But anything of volume, I'll show you it's all outside, all the big drums. Because we go through it so quickly.
So it doesn't matter. You know,
doesn't matter.
Keep it fresh, right?
This is all flavor here. This is probably $300,000 or $400,000 worth of raw material right here, just of juice.
Just flavors.
Yep, just flavors. Now you'll notice we have little bonnets on them because when these things come in, they're dirty. So we literally clean all these drums from the trucker. I do that out there. We'll clean them, then we'll put them on little bonnets so they can be in here nice and clean before it goes into the clean rooms. So yeah, this is all basically raw materials, nicotine. We do 99 pure in freezers. So this is all pure nicotine.
Where does your nicotine come from?
We get American made. We've we've done it all. We've done Chinese, we've done Swiss, we've done Indian tobacco, nicotine, and we just had so much inconsistency, and a big deal is it's got to be the same every time. So I can't have fluctuations. I don't want recalls. I don't want anybody getting sick. I just don't want the brain damage. So essentially, we've gone to an American-made nicotine. I met them. I've toured their facility. I'm actually the only person in the eLiquid business who's actually even gotten in there. Kentucky flue cured tobacco, American-made. So it's pretty cool. More expensive, but clean. Absolutely clean, absolutely consistent. So that's the thing.
What's your investment at this point?
In this facility here, we spent almost $1 million building this one, but we outgrew it in a year. So it's kind of sad. Now most people go, "You're crazy. That was a stupid investment." I'll go, "Yeah, but I own the property."
Right.
Okay, so I got to upgrade the facility. We put in big fancy drop ceilings with HEPA filtration. This is the actual clean room here. So yeah, we've got over $1 million built in this one. The new facility will have over $2 million and about a $2.5 million lease. So I'm in about $4.5 to $5 million commitment right now. I'm on the line for in the new facility, and we'll show you that shortly. But the bottom line is you have to have a facility. You got to be legitimate, completely above the radar. Everything with the fire department. I mean, we do sewer treatment, sewer permits, right? I mean, your waste disposal, water disposal, waste disposal, workman's comp, fire department storage, regs. I mean, everything's got to be top notch. And you'll see, I'll show you the plans of the new building. So this facility, we can do 1 million bottles a month, kind of just on a day shift. If we were on a night shift, probably get 1.5 million. The new facility will have 4 million bottle capacity, and we go to 8 million if we do double shifts. So we have to have that volume because we're still going to be a small piece of the volume of the industry. The industry is going to be hundreds of millions of bottles. So this was originally the original manufacturing area where we do small runs, literally on this stainless. This is all an ISO clean room. You want to go right up in here and take a picture of this here. This is our certification. Our certification for this is an ISO 7 clean room, okay? Certified, approved. What they do is they come and test the air. And so, this is where we originally were making small batches, comes through here, small labeler. You're doing 5 or 10,000 bottles a week, that's no problem. But when you're doing 250,000 bottles a week, this is not quite enough volume. So we built this facility. So this is our latest and greatest before the next phase.
Wow, look at this.
This is the real deal, okay? So we have actually 4 lines of production, all right? So this is all one large extended clean room now. Storage of, more vegetable glycerin, all wrapped, ready to go, ready to be brought into the clean room. Pallets and pallets of pre-cleaned bottles and packages, white pallet racks. I like white, okay? White ceilings. White floors. But it's clean.
It is
you can't,
spotless in here.
You can't hide when you have white.
Now, do you personally shower each one of your employees when they come?
But the new facility, we will have an air shower, believe it or not. Yeah, we'll have an air shower that they go through on the way in. Right now, we're just at the, So it's pretty cool. You look down the line, you see 4 lines rolling. Different brands, different customers. All the employees have been trained in hazardous communications. They understand what they're working with. They know all about material safety data sheets. They know what nicotine is. They know how to handle it. Although this is all blended and let down the maximum of 2.4%, so it's not dangerous. My mixing crew back in the back, which we'll gown up and go into the clean room if you like. I can show you a little bit more. But in there, those guys are the only people who handle anything dangerous because they're with a 99. But we have vapor extraction hoods. We've got all types of HEPA filtration and carbon filtration for the nicotine. It's pretty cool. So it's very, very safe.
So this is a pretty major brand right here.
And a major brand and major flavor. This is, from what I understand, this is the #1 flavor in the United States. I mean, we move a lot of this. We spent a lot of time working with them, tweaking it. We've been doing it for about a year now. and everyone loves it. I think it's better than it's ever been.
And Mike, what's the total number of years you've been in eLiquid manufacturing?
We've been doing eLiquid about 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, we started with one customer who had 18 stores,
Okay.
and I said, look, I would like to get into this. Give me your business. I'll do it for this. And we started over in the lab and just kept growing from there. You know?
So 2 years in this industry is like 100 years in other industries. I mean, it's
yeah, I
moving
mean,
so
it's
fast.
pretty crazy because we're spending more time. I spend most of my time now in plan check, developing, building new buildings, doing construction projects because we can't grow fast enough. I mean, I have a general contractor, but still, it's all so custom and it's changing.
Right. In the 2 years that you've been doing this, what are a couple of the trends, the changes that you've seen? Like maybe in flavorings and bottles?
I think the biggest trend is from 50-50 PG-VG to 90, now going back. And I see it coming down. I think the cloud blowing is still there, but more and more companies are coming in and looking for the mainstream consumer. And the mainstream consumer wants less VG because there's more flavor. You don't bury all the flavor with the VG. So we're going even below 50 VG in certain respects. So I think that the market, people are beginning to see that it's not just a hobbyist, a hobbyist industry any longer. They're going after the mainstream. So here's just labels. All the customers and labels. I mean, we have, here's your Captain Obvious. I mean, we're doing some pretty cool stuff. I mean, we're doing, really, really cool stuff. Flats and, but I mean, the idea on these kinds of things is really cool. You got flats and you got metallics and you got all the European warnings.
See, I like that look. I mean, it's a professional, it's clean.
Awesome. This one's my favorite. Look at that, man.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
A little busy, but I mean, in general, these guys have done a great job. I mean, we got millions and millions, literally millions of bottles of cutwood. So let's head over to the small batch mixing. In here, we're making some batches right here. Actually, there's my two mixers. And you can see, hey guys, on a batch sheet, don't see the name here, but well, it's okay. But how we mix it, we sign off on everything we make. And so these are small batches, 5s, 10s. This is a 10 and a 20-gallon batch. Right here, this is interesting because this is a fume hood, a fume vacuum snorkel. So essentially, right here we have a high precision scale. So when we do our nick blending, okay, so we're handling 99% nick, and we do it all underneath this fume hood because basically this will evacuate all the fumes off of the nicotine. It doesn't get to the worker. And then it has a carbon filter in it and a HEPA filter in it. So it basically pushes the air back into this clean room. Because we're inside the clean room now. This is less than 10,000 particles of particulate in the air right now. So basically you can leave this open because nothing can get in there unless something comes off of your body. That's why you wear hairnets and all. And then we'll put a lid on once it's done. So these are actually empties, but you see everything's done by weight.
So this is where you cut the nick right here?
Now we'll cut the nick right here, and then depending on what we're going to do with it. And it's either going to go into a small batch or into, say, larger batches. But right now, this is, like you see, this is just all small, medium-sized batches, 20 gallons.
Do you do anything magic with steeping, or is it just time?
No, we do a lot of magic with steeping.
Magic, okay, good.
We have multiple. That's probably where we're spending most of our time and money right now, is in R&D on steeping. When I say steeping, it's really on processing, okay? You got mixing, you've got temperature control, you have fluctuations in temperature while you're mixing, you have RPM, you have pitch, you have volume, you have flow, all these issues that can affect the blending and the flavor development. So yeah, we do a lot. That's pretty much most of my personal R&D time and my new chemist's time. So here, this is a 12-head machine. We can produce almost 25,000 bottles in a day. It's all fully automatic. You'll see right here, this thing will come in, it'll bring the 12 bottles in, boom, fill. We have it on a delay because we need time to cap. So it's sitting here waiting. Now she fills, boom, good.
There they go.
There they go. So we can go much faster, depending if we're capping by hand or if we're capping with automatic cappers.
So you do have automatic cappers too?
We have an automatic capper. and torquer. But the problem is right now, there's so many changeovers and so many different size bottles. To set up your facility specific to one bottle and one size, it's basically cost prohibitive. For right now, we're finding it cheaper and easier to have that flexibility.
So even those heads, right? You can like spread those out in case you're using different size bottles.
Yeah, we can spread these out for different bottles. We change right here is a pinch, so I can change some flow of each one. The biggest problem in this business is that these bottles are inconsistent. So we could fill the exact same amount of fluid in each bottle, but the height will be different. So we literally have to adjust them. And on this line, we don't, because we're using our bottle. This is our own bottle. We had this is our own mold. So it's a brand new mold. So a brand new mold is nice and consistent with its volume. The problem with the typical stuff is that, like with the 30s in particular, you fill with 30 mils, one's high, one's low.
Yeah.
So we have to literally, with pipettes, adjust them all. That takes someone all day, full time, just adjusting bottles. Why? Just for the aesthetic. You want an even bottle height. Whether it's proper or not, we just overfill to make it adjust for it. But you don't want to send out 2,000 bottles and they're all different heights.
Right.
It's wrong. This doesn't look good. It's maybe the right amount of fluid, but explain that to the customer.
Right. So, but they all start out with the right amount of fluid. You're just adding some potential.
You top them up,
Right, okay.
because you put in the amount that goes to the right point on the neck. Yep. And so once it's in this bottle, these all fill very, very nicely, because this is a brand new mold and it's our own mold. But most of these Chinese molds are so crappy, and the inside dimensions are off. So when you put in 30 mils, it's here or here.
Now these machines here, are they off the shelf machines? Are they?
These are semi off the shelf, but then we modify them. We've been doing this for so many years. We have all types of specialty, plumbing and strapping and pumping systems that we know work best for this viscosity of fluid, which is one thing, and the type of fluid. So we have certain seals and everything we change to, but really it's a plumbing issue.
So you've had to make a few changes based on the viscosity of the liquid. So as it goes higher and higher in VG, you have to change things, right?
Everything has to change. Depending on 50 VG, 90 VG, that changes. But primarily, it's just the whole system, the way the bottles enter and leave that we do, because we've just been doing it a long time. We just figure it all out. So this is smaller run stuff here. This is kind of the same thing, but just on shorter runs.
More manual?
Yeah. This is just for a short run. So if you only have, 500 to 1,000 bottles to make, you go here. If you go less than that, we're literally doing a single head peristaltic pumps.
Does Molecule Labs, do you have like a, so a new company comes to you, they want to make a liquid. Is there like a minimum order that you'll fill? There's got to be something kind of.
10,000 bottles, 500 MOQ. 10,000 MOQ total order, and 500 per SKU. So a flavor and a nick level, 500 bottles. Just all this work. Look at this. Everything's gonna be jigged. 500 bottles is, by the time we make 500 bottles, and we got to clean up, change over the nick level. We don't want anything smaller than that. It's not that we're trying to be difficult. It's just it'll take more time to put that on the line, and it'll kick some other customer off the line.
Right, and that makes sense. And is that a one-shot deal, or do you want that commitment from them per month?
We would like that commitment per month, and we need them to grow. Ultimately, I think every one of our customers has to be 100,000 a month or more, and not just because I would like that, because they're going to need to be that way. Because if you're not that size in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to get crushed. Right. You just got to be a multi-million-dollar company, because that's the only ones that are going to survive. Because the marketing prowess of some of these big companies that are coming, they are getting so big and so strong, they're just muscling themselves into the vape shops, and they're pushing the little guys off the shelf because they say, hey, I got all this marketing material. I got a national ad campaign. I got said, you got to have my stuff. Our big customers, they can go into any vape shop and they'll take Cutwood. Anyone will take Cutwood. Everyone wants Cutwood, right? So what happens when there's 10 of those? There's not going to be any more space on the shelf. So if you're not one of them or one of the top 20 guys, you're going to get muscled off the shelf. So we're trying to be very careful on who we bring in, because we need people who have the capability of getting there. I don't mind bringing a guy in 10,000 bottles a month for a while, but if I see the writing on the wall, you don't have any capital, you don't have the knowledge or the executive team in place, or the ability to get it, or the desire to bring in an executive team at some point in time, you're just never going to make it. With all due respect, I hate to be that hardcore, but this is going to be a bit of a survival game in the next 5 years. So we have to bet on the people who are going to make it. And I think right now we've got a pretty good mix of guys, and they keep coming, and we pick and choose who we're going to work with. And again, we don't want to be the guys that bearer of bad news. It's just a reality check.
It is reality. I mean, it's a lot different today than it was yesterday. I mean, there's so much competition out there that it's a lot harder to come up.
You go to a show, you go to a vape show right now, or an industry trade show. There is 1,000 eLiquid companies, 5 manufacturers of hardware, and 1,500 eLiquid. What's the difference? The big difference for us is the processing. That's why we're doing so much work in processing and flavor development. Anybody can go buy this equipment and go figure out a way to fill a bottle, create a clean room. This is a commodity, somewhat of a commodity-driven business, but the manufacturing side, the blending, the science, that part, that's the magic. So if we end up making juice and then it ships out, if that's what we have to do ultimately, I don't know where we'll end up, but we're not going anywhere. We're staying here and we're going to continue doing this. And as we buy millions and millions of bottles, we get our price down. So we are making stuff cheaper than you can make it yourself for most of our big customers. These are our new offices. We just come in the front door. We're here in the new building, but this is the office section. As you can see, we've got accounting offices, conference room, graphic designers, Christina's office. You can say hi to Christina. And then Andre should be on his way. So he's in this office, another graphic designer, admin assistant. My office back here, Art's office, and then a TBD. We've still got some more hires to go. So essentially, we got plenty of space. We got some extra space for customer service people. So what we want to do is get a large enough space that as we grow, we have plenty of space to fill it with people. So I mean, we're still working on the electrical and the building. We just moved into the offices. The factory, the manufacturing side, won't be done for at least 3 to 4 months. The warehousing and fulfillment center should be up by the end of the year for sure, that's about 8 weeks from now, 7 weeks. Not a problem there. We'll continue to manufacture in the facility we're at because we're not at capacity there, so that's not a problem over the next 4 months. So as we build this out, we'll just transfer over, Q1 of next year. Yeah, this one thing I wanted to show you is that we just got on. We had this plaque made because we were on the front page of Vapor Voice magazine. I was in a vape shop the other day and was with a guy, and I was looking around. I saw us on the counter, a magazine. I look over on the front cover of this magazine and go, that's our place. I go, where'd this come from? And there's this big article that I'd forgotten they actually had written, but I didn't think we were going to get the front cover. So we just had this plaque made, and we're going to put it up in our new offices. All right. Well, what I want to show you, Phil, is the plans on the new building. Just show you real quickly, kind of way they look. Right now, we're in this conference room. Okay, we're in this little tiny conference room right here, and these are the offices that we just looked at. Right. So there's 2 laboratories. One is our R&D lab, 4 offices for the scientists, and then another applications lab. This applications lab is where we'll go in with customers. People want to vape, and we can do development of products in here. But they won't go into our R&D lab because this will be proprietary. So right now we have 1 lab, and it's kind of hard to keep people from seeing everything. So we want one really kind of top secret lab, offices for our scientists, and then this applications lab. So that's all coming in. And then here, this is all the manufacturing floor. So this is 4 big giant mixers that we're then plugging into 8 lines, right? As you saw in the other building, we have 4 lines. So these 4 lines are what we have. We're bringing in a 5th line when we move over here, and then 3 lines TBD for growth. So we don't know if we're going to be into cartridges. We don't know if we'll be into bigger bottles, smaller bottles, plastic, whatever. But right now, we're going to go move in with these 5 lines. And so it just produces here, comes out to here, and then we shove it down over to the fulfillment center. So this is all manufactured, so all be white epoxy floors, drop ceiling, HEPA filtration, and this dotted line here, all the way around, this is all clean room. 8,000 square feet of clean room, 20,000 of total manufacturing floor, which is basically 3 times larger than what we have right now, just for manufacturing. Then that's 25,000 more of warehousing, and then 25,000 more of fulfillment center. So I'm going to show you in the warehousing. We'll move this over. So in the warehousing, to make it put it into perspective, it would be this direction. So this is the manufacturing floor we just looked at, and then this is all pallet racking. All in this whole entire warehouse and in the fulfillment center. It's all just pallet racking, white powder coated, 18-foot tall pallet racking, all custom made. I like white epoxy. And again, this is the staging area here where we detrash everything and clean it all before it actually goes into storage. Big giant walk-in cooler, cage for all the labels, and that then pumps through this way and manufactures. And then once it's finished, it ends up going down into this giant fulfillment center where we'll do pick and pull and ship for customers. Because that's the next frontier for us, is to be able to make it, store it, and then ship it for the customer. Because most of our customers, we make it and then we ship it to them. So if I got to ship it to Florida in 2 or 3 pallets, and then they ship back to Missouri or LA, it's like only people making money are the trucking companies and FedEx. So it doesn't make any sense. So if we have an East Coast customer, we can warehouse their stuff here and then ship it out for them. And if they have a fulfillment center over there, they can use it. Now you get both coasts covered. But if it's a West Coast company, like we have a customer in Hawaii, it's crazy for it to ship its stuff to Hawaii, then for it to come back to the mainland. So we do it now. We ship it out of our facility now. But as we get more and more customers, we will be able to do the fulfillment right out of here. We'll handle all of the Western United States, if not their entire deal. We don't want to do onesie twosies internet stuff right now, but but right now, dealer orders.
So this is it.
So this is,
Wow. Oh my God.
this is just the manufacturing floor. We have 3 more to go. This is 1/3.
This is just manufacturing.
This is just manufacturing. This is 1/3 of what we're going to do. Okay.
I don't know if you can hear the echo in the video. I hope you can. It's like, it's cavernous in here. It is massive.
Okay. So essentially, I mean, I can kind of point of where everything's going to be. On the drawing right here, this is the new lab. Okay, this is the new R&D lab right here. So this is obviously very large. We already got the plumbing in the floor, so we can do our sinks and everything. This entire facility, this entire building up to that yellow line will have a drop ceiling, just like at our other building. The drop ceiling, grid, HEPA filtration, all lights. This is probably $200,000 in ceiling and lighting just alone up will go in here. So this whole place will be drop ceiling. We just did the insulation. That's brand new, all insulated, new HVAC systems. So laboratories, this is those offices that we saw on the plans. This would be just offices, so you have these nice windows for the scientist offices, so the flavorists, the chemists, and all that. And then down in this corner would be the applications lab, where people can vape. All these walls will be sealed up, and there'll be white vinyl floors and cabinetry and everything else. So this literally is just labs and offices there. And then from over here, this becomes all the manufacturing, this whole place. So this is mixing in here, and then from this post on, filling, labeling, all the way out. So we're in the middle of a giant 8,000 square foot clean room right here. And if you can imagine over there where those lifts are, that's the bathrooms. We got 6 bathrooms for all the employees, 1 office for a production manager, and a giant break room for all your employees. Because you'll have 40 to 50 people, it's like at the other place. I expect as much as 60 people in here at one time, and you imagine a break, you have to go to the bathroom, I mean, it gets to be a huge line. So you need to keep it no more than, I'd say, 60 employees in here at any one point in time. Then you can do a night shift to double it up. Because otherwise, you just don't, infrastructure-wise, you start running out of space. So we just had all these floors ground. As you can see there, it's raw. This was a pharmaceutical plant in here. So this was Biorad in here. This was all pharmaceutical originally. So when they tore it all out, they had all these epoxy floors, and it was all messy. So we just spent a ton of money grinding all these floors and prepping this floor, because this will be white epoxy in here. White epoxy in the clean room and manufacturing, and then all vinyl all through here. And you'll see that at the end here, we'll stop the epoxy and we go to polished concrete. The polished concrete is so that we can drive forklifts on it. You can't drive forklifts on epoxy, it just tears it up. And then This stays concrete, polished concrete, as we're just finishing polishing right now. So forklifts can come in, pick up a pallet, and then hightail it down to the fulfillment center. And these doors will all be sealed up. This is all going to be sheetrocked up, so no contamination can come in here. I don't want air blowing in the cracks and blowing in leaves or any of that crap. There'll be a quick roll-up door here, so you drive up to it, it's speed doors, and they shut. And you can see we're still under construction, and we're just grinding the concrete. So in here, this is just what we've been doing, is grinding and grinding concrete. This has been going on for 6 weeks, just grinding concrete. Between the installation and the concrete preparation has been 6 weeks. So this will be all warehousing. This is going to be full racks all the way up, almost 1,500 pallet bays in here of storage. Cooler, big giant cooler, quadruple the size of our walk-in cooler. Quadruple the size of space for our VG and PG, so that'll all be down in that little corner there. And the rest of us will be packaging all the boxes and bottles and caps and labels. Everything goes in here. It'll all come in here, and I'll open this door up.
And these doors you're going to leave because you need to get stuff in.
Yeah, yeah, so it all comes in here. So the trucks will come in. So this will be incoming here. So everything will flow in here. And this will be the detrashing area. Remember we talked about we got to unbox everything and clean it all before it even goes in. So it won't even get past, more or less here before we unbox it, clean it, and then it goes into the warehouse. So this will be the only semi-dirty area. We're also going to have a little QC area here, a mini clean room, so we can do sampling. Everything that's going to be coming into this facility, we're going to do QC on. So every PG, every VG, every flavor, we're going to do sampling, and then we'll have to do it in a clean room, because we never open up a drum or a bottle of anything unless it's inside the clean room. Right. Otherwise you contaminate it. So we'll have a little mini clean room here. It'll be a little 8x8 freestanding clean room. And then we can put the drum in there, pull a sample, cap it, take it to the lab, have it analyzed, make sure it passes QC. If it's in spec, we tag it as passes QC, then it goes in, it gets out of quarantine, stays in quarantine until it's been approved to go into stock. And this will be the warehousing. Now, I think which is even more cool is then you get into here. This is just the warehousing to ship stuff out. So
yeah, this one's small.
This one's small. So this will all be pallet racked, and these doors, this is where everything will be coming and going. I mean, again, there's just another door here for outbound, but that door we just looked at was inbound. That's everything coming in. This will all be the outbound stuff. So essentially it's made and then travels down here, and if it's palletized, it's ready to go ship out, or if it's palletized and it goes into distribution, scanned in, put away, and get ready for just, the orders will come in and we'll ship it. So this should be hopefully a little mini Amazon in here. That's the plan. So it's going to be designed where we pick and pull and we go and flow, and then we pack it over there and ship it out. So this is 25,000 feet just for distribution. Those are offices over there, which will be just for the fulfillment center. I'll be like, the order entry people, order receiving and pick and pull, and there's bathrooms and a little kitchen here for break room and everything else. This is really kind of almost a whole separate part of the business. So it'll have its own profit and loss statement separate.
I tell you what, for your sake and for the sake of the industry, I hope to see in a few years that this is production, right? Because it's good for you and it's good for the industry, because that just means more people are vaping. More people are vaping, and they're buying quality products. I mean, that I would love to see it. I mean, bring it on. That's why we took it on, took the risk. Well, I was going to tell you that the production facility, as far as eLiquid is concerned, the production facility that we just came from, your older one, is the biggest one that I've seen until I came here. Now this is the biggest.
Yeah, you'll have you out for the grand opening when we get this thing done.
Love to come. I do like this flavor better.
Phil, thank you very much for coming out. I really, really appreciate it. We work hard on our facility. Wanted you to come see it, and you did. And I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if there's anything you'd like to say, I mean, what did you think? I mean, kind of my thing. You go, what's Phil Busardo think?
It's impressive. You know, I like, we were talking before, every time I see this and every time I visit a new facility, it gets bigger and bigger for me. The facilities get bigger and bigger. But what I like to see is that it's being done right, okay? Things are clean, things are sterile, you know, it's just, I like to see this industry move forward in the right direction. And I'm just thrilled to see that you're doing that.
Well, thank you very much
cool.
again.
Thanks so much,
Thank
Mike.
you. All right.